Okay, friends, let's solve this problem. The integral of cosine x, the x, or which is something as cos inverse of x. So if you have this kind of problem, that is the x. The best thing to do is to make a substitution. You solve it by substitution. Let t be cos inverse of x. Okay, so we take the cosine of both sides to be cosine of t equals x. Okay, so if you call this equation 1, if you make the substitution, t equals cosine inverse of x, that will be t dx. Okay, so if you call this equation 2, now we need to remove dx. So we'll have to express it in terms of t. So if you look at equation 1, dx is something else. Differentiate cosine t is negative sine t dt. Okay, so that dx dt will be equal to negative sine t. Now, 3, we use equation 3 and 2. That will give us t into negative sine t dt. That gives us negative integral. Because negative 1 is a constant, you have t sine t dt. Okay, now we integrate by parts. Now, because this is t is a function, this is a function, it's a product of two functions. Now, it's integrating by parts says if you're integrating v du dv is something as when you subtract the integral of v du from the product of u and v. Now, our choice of u has to be such that to be convenient. So u will be equal to t, so that du will be equal to dt. Okay. Now, dv should give us sine of t dt. To find v, we integrate both sides. So v becomes integral sine t dt. Okay, so that gives us, if you integrate sine t, you get negative cosine t. So we make our substitution here in this formula. Now uv is t, that is negative u, which is t. Because, why negative? Because v is negative, because it's uv, so it's negative cosine t. Now, note that there is a negative sign here, so we put this negative sign is multiplying everything in a bracket, okay? This negative sign. Okay, minus v negative cosine t dt, du is dt, where is it? Du is dt, okay? So dt. So we solve negative minus t cosine t plus integral cosine t dt. Okay, that gives us negative t cosine t. Integrate this. You have sine t, okay, plus constant of integration. So when we open the bracket, we have t cosine t minus sine t plus the constant of integration. Now we make our substitutions. Now look at sine t. We have to remove it. Now, what is sine t? You see, cosine, equation 1, cosine t is x. So you have to, at this point, this is the best way to handle it. So this is t, this angle. Cosine is adjacent of a hypotenuse, So here, cosine t is adjacent x over 1. Okay, that is x. Now, by Pythagoras theorem, here will be 1 minus x squared, square root. Okay. Now we substitute that. T, we know that T is cosine inverse of x. Cosine T is x. So we have x cos inverse of x. That's what this gives. Minus sine T is opposite 1 minus x squared over hypotenuse 1 plus c. So that gives us x cos inverse of x minus square root of 1 minus x squared plus c. Constant of integration. Thank you very much.